Hello, everybody. Hebro77 here, and I'm back with a live stream here tonight. It is late night with Hebro, and we are live. I mean me, and I'm just checking out what's going on here. Mr. Dan is still live, but I promised everyone I would go live at midnight, and that's exactly what I'm doing. I am live, and I'm here to stay. So, yeah, that's what I'm doing. So, I'm bored now. So I'm going to read some comments from his group. Sandy Diva says, I quit smoking 26 times, always start back up because my spouse smokes. Couples do better quitting together, and in my case, it's a requirement. And then Bleach, I can't read this name properly. Bleached PC Garage says 420 LOL. Ha ha ha. And then Daniel Garcia, I wonder where he got that name from. It's easy to stop smoking. I did. Well, that's easy for you to say. Scrappy Dappy Doo writes in, says, cigarettes are my strongest temptation. Dave Summers writes in and says, my wife quit smoking when she got cancer. Okay, well, yeah, sorry to hear that, man. Anyway, moving right along. That's, you hear me? You hear me coughing? I think it's time for me to quit too. Somebody mentioned something about hypnotization. And then Bit of Venom says, I can't be hypnotized for some strange reason. And James K says, next thing we know, 9/11 will be 9/112. LOL. So yeah, if you're just tuning in, I am Hebro77, and I'm live right now. Let's see what my email. Let's check my email. My email says YouTube Susan Kochi Kachi Kaki. Sorry if I'm butchering your name. Has subscribed to your YouTube channel. So thank you very much, Susan. Thank you for the sub. I really appreciate that. Let me clear that one off. My next email says, YouTube, your YouTube super chat receipt from June 24th, 2019 at 9:54 p.m. That was the last time I donated. I donated to Dan's channel. That was $2. There's another $2 at 9:52 p.m. Another $2 at 9:49 p.m. Another $2 at 9:48. Boy, oh boy, I just kept sending them, didn't I? Let's see here. Let's see what they're saying over on Dan's channel real quick. I don't care if I get copywritten.
Right. Which is weird. Yeah, I thought there was something in the middle.
Yeah, I don't know what they're talking about at this point.
Yeah. So let's a couple of images of that.
They're looking at images. Looks like a map. Looks like there's some changes. There's a major city there. So there's part of their conversation. Let's turn that down so I don't get copyright infringement from him. So anyway, yeah, I promised to go on, and I'm on. It's after midnight. So technically, this is not a Monday night show. This is a Tuesday morning show. Let's see what Hannah Montana Walker says. That's what I remember. Bit of Venom. Talking to Bit of Venom. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and get off of this channel and go to my channel and look at this. I have 25% charge left on my phone. That's never a good thing. I got to plug in my phone. Now, I could go about this two ways. I could plug it in straight to the computer here, or I could just go, go plug it in across the room. But Scare Performance is still doing his thing with his crew, so why not let them do their thing? And I don't know if I have any watchers or not because that's still going on. It is 12 a.m. where I am, and it's probably 1 a.m. For most of my listeners out there in YouTube land. You can see the live event. Now, I wonder if I can get a copyright strike against myself. I've got no viewers. Let's see here. No viewers. I'm going to play part of my show. Here we go. Hello, everybody. Hero 77 here. And I wanted to do a quick broadcast. There it is. You can hear my show. You can hear me blabbing. Man, I wish I could hang it upside down. That'd be awesome. I was talking about the microphone there. The sound of my air conditioning right now. And by the way, you can't hear the sound of my air conditioning because it's being blocked out by this thing here. Now let me turn that off. The thing is, I'm looking up at it right now. I see some cracks that need to be filled. Let me take a staring look here. Let's see. Those look pretty tight. I do need to go along here a little ways, up here a little bit. Let's fill the board, see if they're wet. See if I'm getting moisture. I'm getting a little bit of moisture, feels like. I hope I don't have a leaky air conditioning unit. That feels so good, that cool air. Oh man, I about sat on the handle of my chair when I sat back down. That would have hurt. Get my toes close to the electrical cords there. So I have invited people over to chat with me, but I'm waiting for Dan's show to go off the air. And as we're doing that, let me slide my phone over to the cord here, and I'll put it on the charge while we're doing that. That way, I got the phone handy. You stupid cord. Just in case. Is that the cord? That ain't the cord. Is this the cord? That is the cord. I'm going to plug it right in. I'm going to put it on charge. I got to plug that in all the way. Nasty little phone. You little bastard. Get in there. All right, there we go. So, okay, let's name off some random He-Man characters on my screen here. If I were to screen share, you get to see them all. We got Skeletor, and standing over to the right of him is Trapjaw. Over to the left of Skeletor is Man-at-Arms, and the left of Man-at-Arms is He-Man. And let's see here. Let's make my screen smaller. Smaller. Thank you. And we got Fisto in the background. Behind He-Man's right shoulder. Over to his left shoulder, you got Whiplash standing to the, I guess that would be his left, would be Tila, then Orko, the Sorceress, and then, of course, Evelyn and Battle Cat there in the middle. So anyway, so far it seems like we have a terrific show. On the show tonight, I'll tell you who I invited to come on come on over. What are you looking at? To come on over. So far, I've invited, let's see here. My Shifty Sunday group, they are probably all in bed. I invited Noble SD to come onto the program. I doubt very much that he will, because he's leaving Dan's show here pretty soon, hopefully. I don't know. The show could still be going on. Let's check it out. Let's go over to YouTube now and see if his show's still going on. Usually Monday night's a short show, but they've had a lot of topics to cover since getting back from the break. Let's see here. Did they have a show Monday? They had a show last Monday, didn't they? That's right. I think they came back last Monday. I wasn't expecting it. And then let's see here. Notifications. Looks like he's still live. And let's see here. There's a commercial. I hate these commercials. Oh, I got the no skip. People are still in the chat room. UNICEF. Why are they talking about UNICEF? Huh. Well, I don't know. Hey, Dusty Road. We got Dusty Road on their program. I wonder if I have anybody watching this program. I don't think I do. I think I had Burgos watching the Sunday program. There was 151 watching. Now there's 150 watching over on Dan's program. I don't know exactly what's going on because I have it on mute. Let's turn it on and see what's going on.
And then we have this one. Look, where's some
hands the caption. The caption says 2,753 empty chairs to remember each of the lives that were lost.
What loss? Huh.
Well, weird. Wouldn't it be weird? Okay, that's just the weirdest memorial ever. All these empty chairs.
I wonder what that is.
That's what somebody did. Here's one called Roof.
Okay, I got to put it on mute because I don't want to get a copyright strike. But I have no idea what they're talking about. And it looks like there's two giant hands coming out of the ground. Are those supposed to be chairs? I don't know. They were talking about chairs. He's got one down here about McDonald's. They were talking about McDonald's a while ago. I wonder if something different has happened at McDonald's. I'm not really sure. What are these things? What are they talking about here? Let's see.
Separate walls that seem to be just going up are like monoliths.
It looks like memorials they're talking about. Oh, as you can see, I don't have very much McDonald's free coupons. McDonald's. Are they talking about McDonald's?
Perhaps. Yeah, that could probably be it. I mean,
I just had chicken nuggets.
Look at this. Is called Trinity Root.
They got all these different sculptures they're showing here. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, I'll take it off of there. I'm starting to get a headache, ladies and gentlemen. I'm getting a headache, and I need to take some Tylenol, and I need to take my what's it called? Not Claritin. Oh shoot! I'll think of it here in a second. Let me take a drink of my tea real quick. I wish the people would get on here and talk with me, but they won't. So that's all right. There we go. Is it what is that sinus medication? Does anybody know? Can anybody tell me? I certainly don't know. If you can tell me, go ahead and leave a comment down there in the comment section. I mentioned this in the last episode, but I've been watching a lot of MASH here lately. And I'm on season 3 right now. Excuse me. I'm getting ready to I didn't realize I had the sound on. Hold on, let me turn that off for copyright. There we go. I'll definitely get a copyright for MASH. I know that much. So anyway, G. Willikers Batman. They're still going on. Wow, this is a long show. You know, usually, it goes off about this time. They're wrapping up. about midnight on Mondays. And on Saturdays are a shorter show too, but not as short as Mondays. So we'll just wait it out here because there's a lot of people still watching. There's 151 now. So we'll just wait, and we'll get more viewers. Let me talk about MASH right now. Let's talk about what's going on there. Radar's got this glove, a surgical glove, and he cut some holes in it, and he's feeding his rabbits milk. It looks like maybe he's got little bunnies or whatever, and he's feeding the milk. Those look like raccoons there. That's a rabbit. And Colonel Blake just came in with a giant turtle. Well, it's not a giant turtle, but man, this is a pretty huge looking turtle. You know, when I was a kid, I always wanted to have little tiny turtles. And when I got older, when Ninja Turtles first came out, I wanted some turtles then, but I could never have any pets or anything. We had dogs and stuff like that, but I always wanted turtles, And I remember I went to a pet store one time, or maybe it wasn't a pet store. It was like a shop in the mall or something. They had these turtles, and it was kind of neat because on their shell they had a red dot, and then there was one with a blue dot, and then there was one with a purple dot and an orange dot, and it was kind of cool. It was like all the colors of the Ninja Turtles bandanas. And if you're a huge Ninja Turtle fan, then you'll remember that the Ninja Turtles in the comic books never wore different color bandanas. I think their bandanas were all one color, and I think they were red bandanas. And then when the cartoon came out, they decided to change the colors on all their bands so you could distinguish the turtles from each other. You had Michelangelo, Donatello, Leonardo, and Raphael, and of course Master Splinter. I know a lot about Ninja Turtles. Just ask me. Just come up and ask me someday. I got a lot of Batman trivia too. The only problem is when I'm here with someone else and they're doing the talking, I can't really do my own trivia because my co-host likes to bring in a lot of his own trivia, which, I mean, I'm okay with that totally. But, I never really get a chance to give you guys Batman trivia or anything like that, which I'm sure a lot of you is not, no offense, going to know very much about Batman trivia. Speaking of Batman trivia, stuff to do with Batman and Superman and all that good stuff, one person in the community that I know of that was really good, that would have been really good with Superman, Batman trivia and stuff like that. I really wish I could have had him on the show, but I think he's quit YouTube, and that's the Kryptonian. The Kryptonian, if you're out there and you're listening to this broadcast, I would love to have you on Shifty Sunday sometime. I'd love to have you come on there, and we could talk about comic book related stuff, and stuff like that, because I know you know your stuff, and you probably know a few things that I'm not aware of that I don't know. I really miss you, man. We used to hang out a lot in hangouts. Used to hang out in the hangout chats, and every time I go to message you, you never message me back. So I don't know if that's because you're not in hangouts anymore or what the deal is there. I have no idea. But like I said, if you're ever listening to this, I'm talking to you, brother. You come on here, you chat with me. We'll have a nice little talk. I don't know what happened. No, I don't know what the deal is, but just come on here and I'd like to have you on Shifty Sunday sometime, and I'm sure you can add a lot to it. Not just talking about Superman stuff, Batman stuff, comic book stuff, all that kind of cool stuff. And I know that you know a lot about Star Trek stuff too, especially Next Generation stuff. I know you can bring that to the table as well. But I know there's a lot of Mandela effects out there that maybe you'd like to discuss and talk about, and you can get on there. We got a pretty good crew here. We got God's Armor and Sagittariusly Speaking. Jesus is Calling. I don't know now. Don't I'm not. She's not a permanent on the show just yet. We're working towards that. We're going to try to get her on the show, hopefully. Um, but a show like this one is really hard to commit to. Um, but that's what I've always wanted for a long time, is to have just a stable show. Stable? Did I say stable? A steady show that's just same time every week. Get the people used to it. Come on in and talk. This tonight, and I've done two different shows tonight, and it's highly unusual for me to do this. And after tonight, I won't do it anymore. But I have been toying with the idea of doing a Wednesday show. And my idea is to come on after God's Armor does his Wednesday word. I think he does it about what, eight or nine ish. And he's not on very long, just about an hour and a half, something like that. So it would work out to where I'm on here Wednesday from about 10 to about 11 or 12 or so. I do a couple hours of Warped Reality Wednesday is the name I've used in the past. And I thought I could use it again, and have it is a new show. I'd like to have 2 shows a week. This Monday show, which is not Monday anymore, of course, it's Tuesday right now, is highly unusual. I don't usually do this. Earlier tonight, before Scarab went on, I did a short one. It was like 45 minutes long or whatever. I did the short one. Let's see if I can send the link. Let's see here. I can't. Huh. All right. I was seeing if I could send a link there in the chat room, but I can't because I don't have a wrench. So anyway, I went on a rant earlier. I really did. I let myself go. I let it out there because of all the changes Google's making and all the things they're doing. They're really putting the tight squeeze on us. We lost one of our friends today in the Google community, and I really hated to see him go, but he did what he felt like he had to do. I don't know if it was personal reasons or just because Google screwed him over. I don't know. But the point is, I got mad earlier, and I do apologize for my foul language. It's just the feelings I had at the time. The feelings were coming out, and that's what was coming out of me. Holy cow, it looks like he's still going at it. Dan's still going at it. Maybe I shouldn't have decided to do this show. I don't know. But I promised everybody I would be on here at midnight, and here I am. Whether I have any viewers or not, I don't think I do, because Dan went from having 151 to 155 watching. And if you guys are over there watching, give him some thumbs up, man. Oh, look at this. This is cool. He's got 79 thumbs up and 1 thumbs down. Way to go. That's awesome. I love to see that many thumbs up in one show. Man, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I'm getting any viewers, though. Maybe I pushed them all away. Number one. Number two, it's very, very late in here. So, yeah, wow. I don't really have much to talk about it, because I kind of got everything out in the open earlier when I did the show earlier, when I talked about, I went on my rant about YouTube, and I went on my rant about Google, and pretty much ran out of things to talk about. But if anybody's watching and would like to put in their 2 cents, I'd be totally up for it. As I said before, I invited some people in, but I don't think Noble SD is going to be able to do it, because their show's still going on, and he ain't going to be able to pop in. And I've been rambling here for about 30 minutes about nothing. Essentially, that's what the show that I did before, when it was still Monday, was supposed to be about nothing. And now this show has literally turned into a show about nothing. Should I do the Seinfeld, the thing that he does? I don't know. But anyway, I wish I had some coffee in front of me. I really do. I took some medicine, and some of my medicines make me sleepy. Right now, though, I'll probably not go to bed for another 30 minutes or so. So, is there anything in the news? I don't know. I don't know that if there is. I'm kind of doing a one-man show here, kind of standing on my head, Let's see if their show's almost over with. Heck no. They're still going. They're running the marathon over there. Showing monuments and stuff, but I can't really see it because it's all blurry. This guys, you don't realize it, but you're being blurry McGurries over there, Hey, 80 thumbs up for him. All right. Cool. You see, this is why I donate to the show. This is why I give my support. I give my shout outs to Dan's show, even though he doesn't really need the shout outs. He does pretty good on his own, but I like to do it anyway. You know what I mean? I like to support other channels in any way I can. Even though there's not too many people that watch this channel, there's a lot of people that I know that do need the shout outs, that don't get them as often as they should. And, I try to support all of the Mandela community, because, they're more than just a community. They're more like family. And speaking of which, I'm going to pop out of Dan's show and quit spying on him. No, I don't want to close all tabs. What the heck, man? Just close this tab. Can we do that? Am I still broadcasting? Okay, there we go. So let's go to my channel and see what It doesn't look like anybody's watching. Let's see here. 0 watching. All right. I'm keeping up my quota. Heck yeah. 0 watching. Holy moly. Well, I'm still alive, so, at any time, if anyone wants to pop in, of course, as long as Dan's show is still going, I'm probably going to get 0 views anyway. So, yeah, I just wanted to say to everybody, I like to support my brothers out there that have smaller shows like I do that don't get the support that we will deserve. And that's why I donate to Dan's show. I donated probably about $10. I donated $2, $2, $2, $2, $2, whatever. I don't know. I don't keep track of it all. But it all goes to a good, worthy cause. And, I talked about causes earlier when I went on my rant and stuff like that. So, I don't know. It's always a good idea because this is more to the community. It's a family. And the more we give, the more we get, That's what I'm talking about. Okay, now there's nobody watching. 0. Zilch. Oh, boy. Oh, well, who cares? Anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch off. See if I'm still broadcasting. And let's see here. Go back to Dan's channel and see if he's still broadcasting. I don't think he is, but you never know. I'm getting a commercial. Mandela Miles talking. And I've got it on top chat. I don't got it on live chat. Skip the ad. And they're still going, man. They are still going. They are still going strong. I'll tell you what. I got to give it up to them. They've done a lot of good. Scrappy Dappy Doo says better than a high school reunion. And Preliminal says maybe the Archons created this simulation. And Honey Ann says, ditto, sister. I didn't know Mandela Mile was a girl. Huh. Well, that's cool. And Mandela Reality says, good night, all. And Oliver Gregg says, later, Gators. You know what I always say? I never say later, Gators. I say later, Taters. I always say later, Tater. That's the way. You know what? That should be the way that I sign off from now on, is just say good later, Tater. So maybe I'll get more viewers now. Hopefully. Let's see if he's going off. Let's turn the volume.
The wizardry is here. A lone one. Just come on.
Oh, he's doing the final shout outs. I better say something. There we go. I said yo. I'm going to type in broadcasting. And watching the show. Well, when you guys see this show tomorrow, you're going to be like, what the hell? He just said everything that we all said. They're all saying goodnight to each other. So let's get the heck out of here, y'all. Let's see if he says my name.
That's cool.
Oh,
It's
no.
different subject. No, I don't have much to go with it, so it can wait.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll bring it up at the beginning of Freaky Friday or something.
Okay, so that's all of that. Let me go ahead and close out that window, and I hope it doesn't affect my show. There we go. We're still broadcasting, so I didn't get shut down. That's good. Okay, so they're closing out their show, and I have 37 minutes into my show. So you got to remember that stuff. Let me take a sip of tea real quick, and then I'll get back at you guys. I see there are 2 watching, so that's awesome. Boy, I really went on a rant earlier, didn't I? Started talking about YouTube and Google, and I got so mad. But that's okay. As I told you before, I love this stuff. I love telling the truth. I love getting the truth out there and letting you guys hear it. I'm not a big channel. I don't get a whole lot of viewers. I don't have a lot of viewership. I don't get donations. So whatever extra money I have at the end of the month or the beginning of the month after I pay all my bills, whatever, I pour it into this show. I put it brand new mic in. I put this new laptop in. Whatever I get, I pour into the show. So I don't do this for the money. I don't care about that. That's not I do it for you guys. I do it for people that are wanting to hear the truth. I do it for people who are lost, who haven't been awakened, who haven't seen the things that I've seen, who haven't, or maybe you've seen them and you say to yourself, is this really happening? Is this the reality we're living in now? Have we switched over to another world, or have we crossed into another dimension? There's all kinds of theories out there, and everybody has them. Certainly, CERN used to be one of the biggest theories, and still is, although CERN's been closed for months, and this stuff is still going on. Although you can make the argument that since CERN has been shut down, a lot of the Mandela effects that have been happening have been slowing down. And I've noticed as of recently, a lot of things have been changing back over. You see, and then there's explanations for all these things now. Chuck E. Cheese's. I mentioned this earlier about Chuck E. Cheese's. The company has come out and said that was a change that they made themselves. I find it kind of bizarre. This is the only company that has, since the Mandela effect, has come out and admitted that they were responsible for their own change. None of the other companies, J.C. Penney, Kmart, Kit Kat, Walmart, Ford, none of these people have come out. Now, with that being said, there's a lot of reasons why these people who might be affected are not going to come out and say anything. A lot of reasons. Number one reason, they're scared they're going to lose their job. Number two, they're going to look, I don't know how to say this, look like crazy people. Coming out and saying, yeah, our name has changed supernaturally. The Ford logo you never did have a loop in it. That's changed supernaturally. They can't just come out and say that. I mean, and that's understandable. They make big money. They have these good jobs and stuff. They're not going to come out and risk their company looking incompetent. I mean, hell, Just think about that for a second. Just like there are celebrities who experience the Mandela effect, there have been one or two that have come out. They haven't come out and really said outright, this is the Mandela effect. This is what we're experiencing. I think Jim Carrey might have been one of those celebrities. Isaiah Cappy might have been one, but they didn't come outright and say it outright. And poor Isaiah Cappy, he did not get what he unfortunately, I mean, he went out in a bad way, and we all know it was foul play. We all know somebody within that inner circle, somebody stopped him from saying exactly what it was he was going to say. He was going to expose these child pornography sex rings. He was going to expose all of Hollywood. And in fact, he had exposed all of them and had come out and said that this person, and I think Tom Hanks was one of the names that was applicated. But, who knows what else he had on those guys? He may have had something that was so big that would have broke everything wide open. I mean, it's unimaginable that he would have just thrown himself off of a bridge. He had everything in the world going for him in his life. And he had even mentioned that he would never, ever commit suicide. Now, of course, with that being said, there is a few people that do say that, and then they turn around and do exactly what they say they're not going to do. But there is, and a lot of people say, well, those people are being coerced or whatever. But I think there is legitimate suicides. I'm not saying that there isn't, but I'm saying I don't think that he committed suicide. Certainly not by nosediving off of a freaking bridge onto the freaking interstate where he could be run over. It doesn't make sense to me. Not one of the most graceful ways to go out. If you're going to commit suicide, certainly you're going to, I'm not advocating suicide by any means stretch of the imagination, but if you're one of those people that's going to commit suicide, not too many people commit suicide in that manner. A lot of them are going to do it in a way where, number one, they're not going to feel any pain. Number two, they're going to go out quickly. They want to get it done quickly as possible because they want to leave this world. They want out of here. They're not going to do it in a way that's going to cause them huge amounts of pain and possibly not even go out. I mean, he could have fell off that bridge, got hit by a car, and lived, and been paralyzed the rest of his life. I mean, so many things could have happened, could have gone wrong, would have not have killed him instantly. If you're going to commit suicide, if you're to the point where you're going to commit suicide, why would you do it that way? You wouldn't, because you do it in a way, number one, it's going to be less painful, like I said. And again, number two, in a way that's going to make you go out quickly. And number three, in a way that's going to make you go out guaranteed. And jumping off of a bridge in the middle of traffic is not necessarily a guaranteed way of committing suicide. So, above all, for many reasons, that reason alone is enough for people that they should go, this seems this seems odd. This seems off. There should have been more investigations done. There should have been more done. Of course, there wasn't because, like I said, it was all within the secret communities. And in fact, if that was the case, if it was all secret communities and they did murder Cappy, which I think that I'm not alone in saying this, I truly think that that was the case, that it was murder. Um, and I know this has been talked about on all the other channels and everything. And I even talked about it. We talked about it on my channel a couple weeks ago when it was fresh and it first occurred. But, there's just too much there to just leave it at suicide. It's just, there's too much. There's too much. And, it's really a sad way for him to have gone out the way he did. And, I really do think it's because he knew too much. I really believe that. And that's the way it is with a lot of these things, a lot of these cases, is people that know too much. You see him disappear. You see it all the time. You used to see it all the time way back when. You're seeing it more nowadays. Now that you got cameras everywhere, your cell phone's got a camera on it. The computer's got a camera on it. Your cell phone tracks your every movement. It tells you what you're doing even before you do. One time I was even thinking about a heart attack. Like, I had some chest pains, and they kind of went away, and they were like gas pains or whatever. And I went and checked. I Googled something, or I just tapped my phone or something, and it said it was showing ads about 10 signs that you're about to have a heart attack, or 10 signs of a stroke, or they knew somehow my phone was on and listening to me, and knew. Well, now that I've mentioned it on air live, of course, now I'll probably get the same shit on my computer, I'm sure. But man, look, our devices are on at all times. They're looking at us at all times. They know what we're doing. Hell, they may even somehow be able to scan our brains and know what we're thinking. That's how deep this stuff goes. And if you don't believe me, next week on Shifty Sunday Show, we'll talk with Sagittariusly Speaking, and he'll tell you he's got an interesting story as well. I would like to also, earlier on I invited Kryptonian to come on. I said, look, man, right here on the air, I said, look, just come on. I'd like to have you on the show sometime. I'd like to talk to you. I miss you, man. He used to be in Florida. Now he's in Colorado. We all wish him well. Hope he's doing okay. Every once in a while, we hear him on Scare Performance's channel, but I don't think he's making videos anymore. And I think about 2 weeks ago, I saw him doing a live stream, or he was doing a test live stream. But I used to talk to him in Hangouts like all the time, and now nothing. I message him this and that and the other, whatever. I don't even think he's on there anymore. And that's why I wanted to talk about Google Hangouts. Because listen, guys, we're going to lose Google Hangouts soon enough. I keep getting the messages every time I go live saying, Google Hangouts is going to be gone in less than a year. Now, look, they could be serious about it this time. They tried to get rid of Google Hangouts last year. They were talking about getting rid of it. And it's going to be a serious thing. And, A lot of people are not going to be too happy about that, because that's how we keep our connections, and that's how we do live streams. We do live streams through Google Hangouts, and that's how you got your people on here, 3 or 4 people on here to do your live streams with. They take away Google Hangouts, you got to go to another platform. And I don't know if Discord was the name of the Hangouts that I know of, where they said they were going to. But I don't know if you could get on Discord Hangouts and do a live stream on the YouTube. I don't know how that works. And on my rant that I was yelling about earlier about YouTube, I don't know how much longer we're going to be able to do the YouTube thing. It's going to be gone. It's going to be disappearing. I'm telling you right now. It's already burying everybody's videos at the bottom of the pile. It doesn't want to hear anything about conspiracy theories. It doesn't want to hear anything about the Mandela effect. It doesn't want to hear anything about Christianity or spiritual stuff. It buries that shit to the bottom of the list. And it just goes on and on. And, it's already gotten to the point where if you're using an Android device, good luck. You cannot go live unless you have 2,000 subscribers with an Android device. Or it might be at 1,000. That might be 1,000. You're right. It might be 1,000. 1,000 subs. You got to have 1,000 subs or more if you want to go live with your Android device. And I'm telling you right now, it's not going to be too long before YouTube says, you know what? With your tablet, with everything, you're going to have 1,000 subscribers before you can go live. And that's exactly what's going to happen. Because you know what? All Google cares about, ever since Google bought YouTube, all they care about is money. All they want is money, 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 money. And they know that the more subscribers you have, the more chance of the more viewers you might have when you go live and do a live stream. And that means the more either you're going to get donations or YouTube you're going to get monetized. You'll be monetized if you got over 1,000 subscribers. I think you could be monetized. And that's where YouTube makes its money. And guess what? YouTube does not make money off of Mandela effect videos. It doesn't make money off of conspiracy theory videos. It doesn't make money off of religious videos. Well, no, actually, I take that back. It probably does make money off of religious videos, but the wrong kind of religious videos. The send me your money type religious videos, the televangelist type send me your money, send God your money. You know those type of preachers. You know who I'm talking about. So I don't know, man. YouTube it's created its own monster, and pretty soon that monster is just going to gobble up everything in its path, and before you know it, we're going to be pushed in such a little tiny corner that we won't even be able to make a video about stupid pet tricks, because they'll bury those in the ground too, because you know what? They got our number. They got our number. They know who we are. They know what kind of videos we make. And I was talking to E-Man the other day, if you all know who E-Man is, and he was telling me all he was doing was talking about some milk. I don't know, that had GMOs in it or something. He was talking about that. And it didn't have anything to do with Mandela effect. It didn't have anything to do with conspiracy theories. Didn't have anything to do with that. He said he got buried so deep, No one saw that video. It got like 0 views. What YouTube video do you know gets 0 views? Now listen, I better calm down or I'm about to go on a rant again. I don't want to do that. So what I'm going to do is right now, I'm going to check YouTube and I'm going to see exactly who is watching the program, and I'm going to give a shout out. Let's see here. Let's go into YouTube. I'll pull up the chat and I'll see who I can give a shout out to. Let's see here. My channel. It'll be a minute before I can grab the chat, guys. Just chat amongst yourselves. Get it? Let's see. I got 5 watching, so let's go ahead and do a shout out real quick. If you've not typed any comments in, I won't know who you are. Okay, here we go. Looks like, let me scroll up here. The truth will set you free. Master Richie, how you doing, brother? Brother. The truth will set you free. Master Richie. Preliminal is here tonight. And that's all I see for right now. So, hey, listen, thanks for staying up with me, guys. I really appreciate it. Here's one more shout out. Zeb Johnson. Thanks for stopping by, brother. I really appreciate it. I didn't get rid of the Hebrew channel. Who said that? Oh, preliminal. No, what happened was I thought I explained this before, but I'll explain it again. I lost my name to a bet. I told somebody a long time ago, I forget who it was. I said, I'm going to put my name in as Diva Dan is the man to mess with Dan, scare performance. And so I did that. I thought, it'll be a one-time thing only and I'll change it back. Well, apparently I had changed it so many times that YouTube, or rather Google, gave me you got to wait for 90 days to change your name back. So now I'm stuck with it. And honestly, I got to tell you, I think it's been over 90 days. I think Google is just messing with me. But so I got to wait 90 days before I can change it back. So that was the deal with that. So it's still the Hebrew channel, just to let people know. But thanks. I thank you guys for stopping by. I know it's late. It's 1 a.m. where I'm at. So it's got to be 2 where some of you guys are at. And Master Richie, I don't think you've ever watched my live stream before. But if you guys will stick around for a little bit, I've got 6 watching now. If you guys will stick around for a little bit, then I'm going to tell you about next Sunday. Well, actually, it would be this Sunday. This Sunday. Oh, so you're in the same time zone as me. Okay, cool. All right. Preliminal and the truth will set you free in the same time zone as I am. Okay. So, and Zeb Johnson, it's 2:01 where he's at. Okay, I didn't know that, man. But let me get back to my window here. I got so many windows open. There we go. I can see myself talking. So this Sunday, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. So 7 p.m. your time also, the truth will set you free. And preliminal. Shifty Sunday, regular time. If you guys ever watch Shifty Sunday, it'll be me, God's Armor, and Sagittariusly Speaking. And don't take my word on this, but it might be it might be Jesus is calling. We had her on yesterday, or rather, well, we had her on Sunday. So this coming Sunday, that'll be the show to watch. We got a little bit of not controversy. What do you call it again? Um, I can't think of what I'm. Uh, what time again? 7 p.m. Central. That's Central Time. So anyway, we're going to be talking about not controversy. What's it called again? You quit smoking? Is that preliminary that just said that? Well, God bless you, man. Man, we'll pray for you, dude. Because I'm going to tell you something. I wish I could quit that nasty habit. I really do. I've tried it 4 or 5 times, and I tell you what, man, it's just a tough habit to quit. And God bless you, man. You're on the right track. You're doing good. You know, how long has it been? How long has it been since your last cigarette? Prelim. Let's see. I can't see the. Not long. Oh, okay. Well, just hang in there, brother. Uh, the first they say that the first 24 hours is the hardest, and then the first couple of days is the hardest, and then once you get past that, what I'll tell you what. Here's what worked for me. I'll let you in on this little secret. It worked for me for a while until my stepdad died, and then when he died, I started up again. But I started vaping. I vaped, but I would still smoke a cigarette. Like I smoked the first 3 or 4 days that I was on the vape. I said, "This is a pack. After this pack is done, I'm done." And I threw it away. When that pack was done, I made sure I smoked my very last cigarette. I said, "This is going to be my last cigarette." When that cigarette was done, I didn't go and get no more cigarettes. I vaped. And I'll tell you what, the vaping really helped. And I had stayed quit for almost 2 years. And then when my stepdad passed away last April was when I started back up again. But I got to tell you, man, and then I tried again. Here back in. I said, okay, I'm going to give these things up again. I said, I'm going to give it up for Lent. And, man, I'm telling you, it did not work. It did not work this time. This time it didn't work. And I failed myself, man, is what I did. I failed myself. I beat myself. That's what happened. But you know what? You don't do that. Don't give up. You keep at it. And about 2 or 3 weeks, a month, 2 months, those will go by before you know it. If you can go a month without smoking, then what's the point? Just get it out of your head completely. I'll tell you what happened to me, and then I'm going to drop it because I know you don't want to hear no more about the smoking. When I had quit for 2 years, man, I used to have dreams. Like I'd go to sleep and I would have dreams about having a cigarette. And in my dream, when I would have a cigarette, I'd hide it from my wife for some reason. I'd always hide it from her. Now, in real life, if I'm going to smoke a cigarette, if I'm going to go back to smoking, I tell her right away. I tell her what I'm doing. I don't ever back down from my, telling her the truth. But I tell you, man, you know, I don't, I don't hide it from anyone. But hey, a lone one, are you in here too, brother, or sister, or brother? Hey, thanks guys for coming here tonight. I really mean it. You mean a lot to me. All right, I got a whole house full here tonight. That's awesome, guys. Thanks for coming here tonight. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm starting to lose my voice a little bit. Oh wow, I expanded my my witchaboo. Cool, I didn't know you could do that. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get some tea. You guys talk amongst yourselves, and I'll be right back. Oh man, my back. I've been sitting in that chair too long. Usually at this point, I would have Sagittarically speaking, or God's armor talk to themselves while I go do something. But I'll be right back. You guys just talk amongst yourselves. That's why it helps to have a team. When you have a team, you can leave. You can come back. When you have a team, I don't have a team. I'll have a team Sunday night, though. All right. Okay, what were we talking about? I forgot. Oh, I was talking about the Sunday night show. I was talking about Chuck E. Cheese. When they had changed the Chuck E. Cheese's, everyone thought that was a Mandela effect. And I did some research, and actually it came up to me while I was on vacation. The owners of Chuck E. Cheese, and I probably said this earlier, and please excuse me if I'm repeating myself. I'll say this one more time, and then that's it, I swear. The owners of the establishments had changed their building, the Chuck E. Cheese's, changed the name. And in some places, they kept it Chuck E. Cheese, but originally it was Chuck E. Cheese's. That was the original name. Chuck E. Cheese Video Pizza or something like that. I forget what it was called. But what's interesting about the company is when I did my research, the owner of Atari, a guy who worked, I don't know if he was the owner of Atari or the inventor of Atari. He's the one that actually started Chuck E. Cheese pizzas. He came up with the concept of video games and stuff like that being played inside of a pizza place. Now, they used to have pizza places that had video games like in the back room. And that's where he got the concept. But instead of just having video games, he decided he was going to put a whole arcade inside of a pizza place. And of course, as we all know, Dave and Buster's thought, hey, you know what? What if we take that same concept, but instead of serving crappy pizza, we serve like hot wings and finger food and sandwiches, burgers and fries and stuff like that. And we advertise it for adults, and we serve beer. Dave and Buster come up with that idea. That's like, we'll have Chuck E. Cheese but for adults. You know, and I as I sit here saying this, I'm wondering if Dave and Buster's might be a Mandela effect itself. Because when you think about it, was it ever Dave and Buster's or Dave and Buster's? Think about it. It was like that Mandela effect I did about 6 months ago when I'm talking about Batman and Robin, the animated series. There's one version of it where it uses the and symbol, or it used to use the and symbol, and now it just says and. It says Batman and Robin, but in a different reality, it used the and symbol. I think I talked about that like 6 months ago. Was kind of hoping I'd be joined by some other people here tonight. Let's see here if anyone's accepted the invitation. Oh, cool. That sounds good. I'll get you right on here. Let me copy it. I didn't know that. I didn't even see it. Okay, cool. Let me send you a copy. Let's see here. Do this, do that. Copy. Close. All right, cool. Here we go. We'll do this right now. Boom. And there you go. There's the let me hit enter. There's the invitation, pal. All right, let me close down this. Oops, I gotta get back to my screen. There we go. I'll just wait for you to come in. Hey, there you are.
There we go.
Hi.
I'll just wait for you to come in.
Hi, let me turn this down
Hold on
on
a
the
second. Let
radio.
me set my settings. I can't hear you if you're talking. Let's see here. No, my settings are good. All right.
Okay, can you hear me now?
If you're talking, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
This always happens when I go live. I have to do this. I'll have to jump out and then come back in. I'm going to jump out. Boom.
Is it on? Can you hear me? I don't know if this is working. Okay, y'all are listening to me. Okay, that's strange. Where did Hebrew go? Okay, so I think he's back. I can't listen to the show at the same time as doing this on the I should have did it on the computer, but I did it over my phone. I just wanted to read something really quick. So let me see if I can find it. It's on the Chuck E. Cheese thing. And I actually had studied it, and it said that the establishment had planned coyote
All right.
pizza.
Let's see if I can hear you.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
No, I still can't hear you.
Let me do this a different way.
Can everybody else hear her? All right. I'll have to do it again.
Okay.
I'm sorry about this. It always happens.
Okay.
Always happens.
Let me try to go hangouts over here. Hangouts. Change. Hello? Got it. Okay, got it. Hey, can you hear me?
Okay, where you at?
Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay. I'm not sure which one you can hear me from though, so let me try to turn off my phone. Okay, wait a minute.
Can you hear me now still?
Yeah, you're giving off a hell of an echo, though.
Hold on a minute. I'm trying to turn off the other one. Give me a second.
Okay.
I'm not sure how to get out of it.
Give me a second. I'm not good at this shit.
Okay.
Okay, now I shouldn't be echoing.
Well, hold on. Let me put myself on mute, see if you echo still.
Give me a second to figure out why I can't get the Hangouts on both my cell phone and I have it on both.
Oh, I see. There's two of you.
Yeah, hold on a minute. I'm trying to hang up the other one.
Hang
And
up.
I don't know why I can't do it.
Hang up the one on the
I'm trying to hang up the one on the phone.
Okay.
Give me a second because it's not hanging up. Okay, keep talking to them while I figure it out.
Well, I'll do that. No problem. Don't know what to say here though. Kind of running out of things to say here, except
No.
I was talking about YouTube earlier. I was talking about how YouTube's changing all their rules and stuff.
It will not let me hang it up.
Well, that sucks.
Okay, log me out completely.
Let's see how to get me out of here. Hold on. Okay, there's a hang button on that one.
There's not a hang up button. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's much better.
Okay. Oh my God, that is way much better. Okay, hold on. Let me turn up the volume so I can hear it. Okay. All right. So can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, God, I am crazy here. Okay, so I was sitting here ordering groceries on Walmart. Okay. So I was reading y'all something that I got on I was reading this thing because this is what's been going on. Okay. I have actually been driving by at least 4 times a month this one particular Chuck E. Cheese, okay? And every time I drive by there, it's a different, it's different every time. So I've been getting some pictures of it. But I went in, I did some studying, and it said that okay, so it's like changing the name of the establishment from the planned Coyote Pizza to Rick Rat's Pizza. Marketing people dislike that and proposed Chuck E. Cheese instead, which was what was used. And this was just an expert out of an article that I had. So I thought it was really interesting because we must have read 2 separate articles. That's strange.
Yeah. Actually, what I did is I saw a video of the history of Chuck E. Cheese, and they did talk about. At first, they had wolf. The guy thought it was a wolf costume that he was getting. It was the owner of Atari, as I mentioned before, and he thought he was getting a wolf costume. And when he looked at the tail, it looked more like a rat tail, and he realized that he had actually gotten a rat costume. So he decided to change the name to what was it? Rats something rat.
Yeah, it was Rick Rat's Pizza. But at first he had made a Coyote Pizza. Then he went to Rick Rat's Pizza. And then they decided the whole group, the marketing, was who named it Chuck E. Cheese. Now, this one particular Chuck E. Cheese in San Antonio has went back and forth because I've been going back and forth near it to go towards Stone Oak, to go to the hospitals. Because I don't know if y'all know, but I just had like a heart procedure. To not even the 10th. I think it was the 10th of this month. So I'm still alive. Yay.
I'm glad you came through all right.
I just ended up with some kind of infection from it. I was at the doctor all day today, but I'm here and alive still. Yep. And
Cool.
I'm trying to figure out how to get back to you on YouTube so that I could let me do that. I'm gonna try to go back this way so that I can click the show, and then I'm gonna turn the volume down on it so I can still see the chat. So let me do that. It's gonna make a noise for a minute till I actually, oops, there we go. Okay, I just muted it. And can you hear me still?
Oh yeah, you sound good.
Okay, awesome. So yeah, I was listening to you and I was trying to, I wasn't trying to say anything against what you were saying, but I was thinking about, us worrying about so many different things, that we have to stay focused and just, putting that energy out there. When we put energy out to something, usually we create it. And so I was thinking along the lines of not creating the idea that they're going to close down Hangouts, because every single thing we think we create, like literally, and we create it very quickly. And so since energy and time is moving in a faster place, we create things super quick, like just like the speed of light. Like, I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to say, but the things I think about, I bring about really fast. So I understand that sometimes, there's those fears, but I think that there's too much coming from the programs for us to, too much collateral is damage would be done if they pushed out every conspiracy theorist or everybody who was believed in the Mandela effect. They would have a lot of videos to go through, because even some of them that are not like real are still there. Does that make sense? Hello?
Yeah, sorry, I had myself on mute while you were
I
talking.
thought I lost you. I was like, oh my gosh.
No, I don't know. It just seems like to me, everyone I talk to, they say, yeah, my videos are being pushed down, especially when it revolves around conspiracy. Now on Noble's channel, he has a lot of the JFK stuff on there, and he's complaining about his videos getting pushed down. But I mean, he does show a lot of graphic stuff too, though.
Right.
And I don't know if that
Well,
might have.
I think that, yes, the videos maybe, but as far as Google Hangouts, I don't really see it going anywhere. I think it's just fear tactics. Because there's too many people for many different reasons using Hangouts, not just, I can't see it going. And I always said, like, one time I was hanging out with my aunt on the phone for years, and we would talk, and literally our phone bills were like $250 a month just to talk from one part of Texas to the other. And the interesting thing about that was when it ended up that I said to myself, man, there's just got to be a way to have free long distance. And next thing you know, AT&T was offering all long distance talks for $20, as long as it was within America. And I was like, okay, there it is. There it is, after years of thinking it, and then you just think it in your mind, and then bam. So I just kind of believe, like my doctor was telling me, that I'll be dead in 1 year from my heart. And do you really think I'm going to believe that? No way. No way. Mm-mm. Did I lose you, Hebrew?
No, I'm just listening.
What happened to everybody? Did they run because I was having a hard time getting in?
No, I don't. I think maybe they all just went to bed.
They all just went to bed. They're like, okay. Yeah, I was.
Prelim's still there.
Yeah, who's still there?
Preliminal.
Oh, thank you so much about the blessing and healing. Yeah, today it ended up that the part of my arm where they went into my heart ended up with like a staph infection. So I hurt all along my whole thumb, all the way to my elbow. And I went through some issues with the heart doctor's office that I'm going to make some complaints about tomorrow when I went there and presented this. So I ended up going to a fast med, and they lanced it and cut my wrist open. So it was really scary because you're having to cut the wrist, and that was just like, oh my God, I'm getting my wrist cut open to, drain it. And it was just really scary. And they put me on some antibiotics and couldn't give me the ones I needed because I'm allergic to them. So we're trying another antibiotic that doesn't even take care of skin issues. So I can only hope my immune system will kick in. And it's been a tough road the last few weeks. Yep.
Yeah, speaking of immune systems, though, I was talking about vaping earlier to help me quit smoking. And now I'm finding out, reading a report or whatever, that vaping actually slows down the immune system to where you don't heal as quickly.
You know what I think you could vape, sweetheart? Do you want to know what I think you could vape that would work for you? Why don't you go ahead and look up Young Living Oils and get a bottle of Thieves, THIEVES, okay? And you can figure out a way to get a vape that has no scent, no nothing in it, and that's not a nicotine. And then vape your Thieves, and that's like super healing to your lungs.
Sure.
So, it's healing to your body, plus it's an immune system builder. In fact, I use a lot of Thieves in my it's not a nebulizer. Well, you could do it in a nebulizer, but it's in a, I can't remember the name of it. It's I have one. It's a thing that like sends oil into the air through water, and it's called a forget it. I can't think tonight. I've got them all over the house. They're yeah. You see if I can look it up on the phone so I can think of the name of something I'm trying. What do you use to filter oil into the air? Okay, let's see. It's called no. Okay, let me try that again. What do you use to filter essential oils into the air?
Here's some information for essential oils.
It's called a diffuser. That's it. So I use diffusers all over my house, and I keep different types of essential oils in them. But Thieves is an edible oil, and it's also used in the lungs. So if you were to vape Thieves, you would be helping yourself. So I keep diffusers that act just like a vape cigarette, and they pour this looks like steam coming out of them, but they're cold steam. And I put about 2 drops, and in case you were using it, it would have to be way less because that stuff's strong. But I put 2 drops into about 4 inches of water, and it's a little circle, and then I plug this thing in, and it just vapes that into the air. So I couldn't see any reason why you couldn't vape Thieves. Let me check that out.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Thieves oil.
Wait a minute. Did Prelim say something? Diffuser.
It's a diffuser.
Yeah.
Yes, that's that. Zeb Johnson said that. It's it's a diffuser, and that's what I own. But I'm looking up, can you vape essential oils? Is it safe? It says truth that vaping essential oils exposed after many years study research developed forward. We wanted to mention. I'm just trying to see if that is something that can be done. Some are okay, accurate.
I wanted to cut in real quick, and I wanted to thank Alone One for subscribing. Thank you, Alone One, if you're still out there. Thanks for the sub, buddy. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you can do it. But I'm going to give you the name of it before I go. It's THIEVES, THIEVES. but I would not use any other product than Young Living oil, because you don't want something that's not pure.
Right.
That would be devastating. But anyway, let me tell you about the Chuck E. Cheese, okay?
Sure.
It's so weird because I've been doing some, driving by there, and it was really weird. In the car today, I had this driver. I hired this man to take me.
Oh,
And
good
I was
night.
telling him about the Mandela effect,
Oh,
right?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was
Sorry.
good night to who's leaving?
Zeb Johnson.
Okay, well, good night, Zeb. Sorry
Good
about
night,
that.
Zeb. And so when I was driving back and forth to this doctor's office, and today I was telling this man about the Mandela effect in the car. And I was trying to show him that we were going to come up on this Chuck E. Cheese, that the last time I drove by there, which was about 2 weeks ago, it was Cheese Is again. And so I was driving by, and here he is in the car with the memory of Chuck E. Cheese, and it said Chuck E. Cheese on it. And I was like, oh no. So I had to look through my phone to pull up pictures of that particular Chuck E. Cheese, and prove to him the dates that it was switching. And it was just like, when he saw it, he was pretty shocked. I said, see, I said, I didn't want you to think I was crazy. I told him, because, you're in the middle of, it's like, I don't know if you ever heard this story from me, Hero, but when the Boom Boom Pow song was changed to I'm so, it used to be I'm so 2008, you're so 2000 late. And then it went to you're so 3008, or I'm so 3008, you're so 2000 late. Well, my daughter, that was one of the songs that I for sure knew that this was going to be the thing that was going to catch her attention, because she taught me that it was I'm so 2008, you're so 2000 late. And it doesn't say that, it says 3. So the interesting thing about that was when I was heading to a class and she was going to just drop me off there. And so I turned it on the phone on YouTube, the video, and I was telling her, and it went back to her reality. It went back to 2008 instead of 3008. So after I got out of the car, I ran into the bathroom in the Hilton because I was going for a class in their auditorium. And I went in the bathroom and I played it, and it went back to 3008 after I left her reality. So then I started wondering, do we actually step into other people's timelines when we step into people who are not in our exact timeline? I don't know. But it's those types of things that really. Do you remember me sharing that on Dan's show?
I don't know. Yeah, it sounds a little bit familiar. How long ago would this have been?
Oh my God. The class I took was last March, not this one, not this March, but I think close to March or April of the previous year of 18.
Oh, well, I don't know. I don't go that far back.
Yeah, I thought you did. I thought you
I
did.
mean, I do. My memory doesn't.
Oh, that's okay. Mine's slipping too. But, it's really weird because today in the car, once, that guy had a lot that was driving me, the driver, he was really catching up on some of the stuff I was saying. And like he remembered the portrait of Dorian Gray like I do. And I had a real interesting one involved with that. The other day I put a post on my Facebook asking, is it the portrait or the picture of Dorian Gray? Because I remember the portrait of Dorian Gray. And so this friend of mine who's not into the Mandela effect, he posts a video of a band called Savage, but it was weird. It's not Savage, Savage, but a different one, like Sadvige, Satdvdg. And so I looked up to make sure that there still was a band called Savage with just the AGE, you know, and there was. So that meant this is just a different band. But he posted and he said he used to listen to the song all the time and it would say the portrait of Dorian Gray. And guess what it says now? It says the shadow of Dorian Gray. So now the portrait has went to the shadow on his song, and the portrait of Dorian Gray, when you go into Google, has gone to the picture of Dorian Gray. What do you remember?
I'm not really too familiar with that one. So I have no cat in that dog fight.
You don't have no dog in the cat fight or a cat in the dog fight.
Right. Either way.
Either way, you don't have it, right? That's funny. Very funny.
But now getting back to the Chuck E. Cheese real quick, it's interesting because when I was watching the video, the guy kept saying Chuck E. Cheese, but every time he'd point to the sign, it said Chuck E. Cheese is.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah. And even in the video, like the owner or whatever was calling it Chuck E. Cheese's, as the guy was narrating, I guess you would say. He was narrating the video. He called it just Chuck E. Cheese singular instead of Chuck E. Cheese's. And I thought that was interesting by itself right there. And then his description, it said Chuck E. Cheese, even though on the sign it said Chuck E. Cheese is.
It's just crazy. That's crazy. And today was just real disturbing. Let me see if I can send you a couple of pictures, just since I'm not on there, but I still have Hangouts on the phone. I won't turn it on. I don't want to, mess that up. But let me go back to this. Okay, here we go. Here is the one that was online. That was of one that I'm going to send it to Hangouts, and I'm going to send it to you. This is the same building, but just a Google shot of it, and I'm going to send that to you. This is interesting. And then this is the one from the sky. This is another picture. Give me a second. Where am I going with this? Okay.
What I'm going to do is sometime this week is I'm going to send in my video that I made while we were on vacation. And on that video, it'll show you the sign was on that Chuck E. Cheese from the vacation. I think it says just Chuck E. Cheese on their sign. And that's the one in Paducah, Kentucky.
This one I'm going to share with you that came from a Google swatch. Hold on a second. But I'm going to drive by that other one again. And I'm going to have the driver slow down. Because even the building looks a different color, like it's a green instead of that color that it is in this picture. And so I'm wondering if that's different. That's a different one. Yeah, no, that's not the one, but it's shaped like that one. And then there's the other one that I sent you from the sky view of the Google. Both of these are just Google, but I don't think these are. Yeah, that is the San Antonio one.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. If that's okay with you, I'll send it to me and I'll post it on, not on this show, but on when we do a Shifty Sunday. I'll put it on there.
Okay, well, Hebrew, wait until now. If you look at the second picture I sent you, where it looks like a big white building, that's the one at 1604. And I'm going to go down that road again that I went down today, where it now says cheese. And I'm going to take a picture of it so you can have both photos of that building.
Okay.
Okay, because now it's going to look a different color from in the sky. doesn't even look like the same building, but it is the same building, because if you look at it, it says 1403 North, 1604 East, San Antonio. So that's definitely one of them. But what's weird is I've been out that way at least, God, at least 100 times in the last 2 years, back and forth, back and forth. I mean, literally. And this last month, I've been to my doctor's office, my heart doctor, at least 10 times in like a month and a half now, back and forth out there. And every time I go by it, it's either Chuck E. Cheese or Cheese's, the same building, the same building. And today I could have swore it was going to say Cheese's because I was telling this guy about it.
Sure.
And it went back to Chuck E. Cheese, and he kind of looked at me like I was crazy until I showed him the pictures.
Mm-hmm.
And then I said, these are pictures of Chuck E. Cheese's. And I was like, that doesn't even make any sense. Hey, kids, let's go to Chuck E. Cheese's. And there's just so much. Like, oh, were you on the show the other night when I'm going to bring this one up because I think this one's really good, and I don't know. But let me tell you this. Now, let's see. Preliminal said Portrait of Dorian Gray. Yes. Okay. So that's awesome. Now I almost forgot what I was talking about. Hold on. Oh, yeah. So my Bible, I talked about this one like 3 weeks ago on Dan's show. So the Bible used to be the lion shall lie down with the lamb, and then we all saw the shift a few years ago to the wolf shall dwell with the lamb. And then all of a sudden, about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I brought this up because it started to say the wolf will lie down with the lamb. In my book, shall disappeared. Were you on the show that night?
No, but that's interesting that you would say that, because I mentioned something about that earlier. I did a broadcast before this one, before Dan went on the air tonight, and we were in a Kentucky Fried Chicken, of all places, and I saw this guy, and he had a shirt, and on the back of his shirt it had that passage on there about the wolf, and it read just exactly like you just now said, Will.
Well, I have something really interesting to say to you about this. It goes a little further. It doesn't even stop there. So then I went online that night and looked up the King James Version. Now wait till you hear this. This is so awesome. And the King James Version now started to say, and the wolf will also dwell with the lamb. And and so when I got on the show, Fizzy Pop says, well, who else is dwelling with this wolf, right? And so Nobleness got his Bible, which we've all been using our same Bibles. So no matter what brand you've got, we've all been using our same ones to follow along. And all of a sudden, Nobleness says also in it now, too. So it didn't just change online, it changed on. So now
I think that's what I read on the back of that guy's shirt too. Exactly what you're saying.
Well, also, and mine does not have also in it. Mine is a Ryrie study Bible. Mm-hmm. And of course, Dan picks on me about my Bible, but mine is a Ryrie study Bible. It's the King James Version, but it's a Ryrie King James Version inspired. But I've had it for 35 years. And you know what gets me the most? And I'm just going to say it. There's so many people that when you tell them a Bible change, they say, oh, well, because different Bibles have different versions. I'm like, are they idiots? I'm talking about my Bible, my physical Bible, until I explain that to them. And I talked to a friend of mine in Pennsylvania tonight, and guess what? He remembers Pennsylvania with a P-E-N, not two N's. And I asked him, do you know where else it says P-E-N besides on the Liberty Bell instead of P-E-N-N? And of course, somebody tried to write an article to debunk that Liberty Bell reason why they left out the extra N. But William Penn's name is no longer William Penn, P-E-N, it's P-E-N-N. But he told me, I said, where else? And he said the same thing that I was about to tell him, that it's on the Constitution. It's spelled with one N.
Hmm.
I used to live in New York and Pennsylvania. Let's see what Preliminal said. She said, I've seen it say, I don't know if Preliminal is a male or a female.
I think it's
Be honest.
He's a guy.
It's a guy. Oops. Okay, sorry. It says, I've seen it say, shall dwell with the lamb. What is it now? It says, in mine, it says the wolf will dwell. And it used to say shall about a year ago. Hi, Preliminal. And it used to say shall, and now it says dwell. And then Dan was turning, you could tell Dan was turning white as a ghost on that change, because he's been the one going on about it being shall, and we all knew it was shall.
See, I know his real name.
So
That's why
it's-
I know he's a guy.
And then online, I'm just kind of answering the question. Sorry to your guest, because Preliminal asked a question. So I'll just say the last part, and then I'll be quiet. And then on the online in the King James version, it says the wolf will also dwell with the lamb now. So Preliminal, that's what it's saying. And when Nobleness checked it, and everyone checked it that night, it was just really weird. Everybody's had also in it except mine. Mine just went from shall to will, and others went from, shall to also will, and I'm like, how could this happen? Come on, we all know we saw one change, right? And that one change could have been like, oh, maybe we're all wrong. But that changing again proves it, right, Hebrew? It proves it.
Sure.
I'm in shock. I mean, I was hoping that maybe sometimes maybe I was wrong, deep down inside. But now I know that we're not. We're not.
None of this stuff surprises me anymore.
Well, that surprised us all that night. Were you on the show that night, hun? About 3 weeks ago?
About 3 weeks ago. Let's see. No,
It was Friday night. And I was.
I don't know. Look. Hey, here's the thing. Sometimes if it's a Friday, I'm usually not, because I'll jump on there unless I'm on the phone or something. I'll jump on there. I'll say my hellos and I'll listen for a little bit. But look, hey, that goes on till about almost 2 a.m.
Right.
And I don't usually stay up that late. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and say, go ahead and give the final shout outs here, and go ahead and kill the show. Eyelids are getting heavy.
Yes, and preliminal, I'm sorry, I wasn't sure if you were male or female. I'm really glad to know that you're of the male race. And Hero, thank you for letting me call in. And how do I get off this thing now? Do I just go back to the Hangouts and hit hang up?
Well, as soon as I hit the stop button, then you can you'll have your hang up option. You don't want to leave yet. I mean, we're going to say goodbye.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so it was a lot of fun. I love talking. I'm by myself, so it's and I will 7 o'clock a Sunday night. I will do my best to be on your show. Now your show's showing up more on my YouTube ideas, because I've been watching your channel more. So
Oh, good.
yeah, so that's great. I won't miss it if I'm alive still. I'll do everything to be there. Yeah.
Cool.
So
Well,
good night.
Good night to you, and good night to. I'll do one final shout out here. Preliminals watching, and that's it. So
Okay.
that was the easiest shout out ever.
And preliminal, if you want to find me, you can find me either on Facebook as Vivian Ennis, or you can look under San Antonio's Finest Massage, and the number's there. You can always call me 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Friday, 12 to 10 on the weekends. San Antonio's with a comma, like a singular. It's singular. not singular, it's plural. So that's San Antonio's Finest Massage. And I do all kinds of healing work. And it's Vivian Ennis, Ennis. And I do all kinds of healing work. So I can do energy work even with you on just a, live chat back and forth. But of course, not tonight. But it's Ennis, Vivian. And you can find me under V. Catherine under San Antonio's Finest Massage on Google or on Facebook as well. And yes, that's it. And I can actually do some work with you to, make sure you don't go back to smoking or anything you want to get rid of. Just let me know. I
knew
clear
that.
it out. You too. Anything you want to get rid of. And I'm not charging my friends.
I'm surprised he said it. I'm surprised he said it right there. But I knew his real name, but I wasn't going to say anything. But since he already said it, yeah.
Are you Patrick Glasses? Glassel? Okay, let me write that down. Don't go nowhere, Hero. We're just 2 seconds away from ending the show.
I try to talk to you on Hangouts sometimes, but you're not always in Hangouts, Prelim.
Does Prelim have has Hangouts? Well, I'll add there.
Sure.
But do I do it under? Is that your GLASSEL? Is that the Hangouts logo one?
I think you'd have to get his email.
I'm never in my email, Facebook often. Is that the way you did your word down there, GLASSEL with the large? Is that your Hangouts logo thing? Or you can find me. What am I on Hangouts? Am I just Vivian? Hebrew?
Yeah, pretty much.
Just Vivian. That's it. Just Vivian. Let me see. I don't know what I am.
Well, there you go. He sent it to you.
Okay, hold on. It's Pat. GLASSEL at gmail.com. Now we're going to get real busy over the next few days because my 2 youngest grandkids are coming to stay with me because my daughters. It was weird on Dan's show tonight. They were talking about reconstructive surgery of the jaw, and that's Fizzy had mentioned it during them showing the skulls, and that's what my daughter's about to go for reconstructive surgery of her jaw. So she's going to drop her 2 kids off to me, and that's going to be a whole lot of fun. So, but I will definitely add you onto there. And thank you, Hebrew. You're such a sweetheart. Such a sweetheart.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for being on. Yep.
It was a lot of fun. I'd love to talk again with you. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Well, for everyone out there watching, thanks for watching, everyone that watched and everyone's going to watch later. For Hebrew, this has been Hebrew on here with The Truth Will Set You Free, Vivian. So good night, everybody.
Good night.